Good morning, class. Welcome to Business Mathematics subject. By the way, I'm Miss Valiente and I will be your teacher for this semester. Okay, so before we start our lesson proper, let me give you a quick background about our subject. When we say business mathematics, this subject is intended for the students who want to pursue their career in business and management field because this subject will help them to enhance their knowledge and skill with regards to the business world. It will also help them to bring closer to the reality of the business. Okay, so this subject covers the topic which is fraction, decimal, percentage, ratio and proportion, buying and selling, salaries and wages, and even the analysis of business data. For our introduction, we have Unit 1. Here we will discuss the fundamental operation on. The first one we have fractions, decimals, and the last one is the percentage. For our unit outcomes, the first one we need to recall the concept of a fraction. So you already discussed this one in your junior high. Next one, we need to perform fundamental operations on fractions. So we have 4 basic fundamental operation. And then the last one, we need to solve problem solving involving or word problem involving fractions. Okay, so let's talk about fraction. When we say fraction, it is a numerical representation indicating the quotient of the two numbers. So we have the numerator. So the numerator is the number on top of our fraction. The next one is the denominator, the number on the bottom of our fraction. Okay, so we have here the illustration of a fraction. We have 1 as our numerator and 2 as our denominator. We can write it as 1 over 2, where the number line is what we call the fraction bar. Okay, so we also have the classification of a fraction. So we have what we call the common fraction. So we have 3. The first one is the proper fraction. When we say proper fraction, it is a fraction whose numerator are less than the denominator. So the numerator is smaller than the denominator. While the improper fraction is a fraction whose numerator are greater than the denominator. So they are inverse. The last one is the mixed number or fraction written as the sum of a counting number and a proper fraction, or simply the combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Now, for you to understand it clearly, I have here an illustration of a proper fraction or an example of a proper fraction. We have 3 over 5 where 3 is smaller than 5. Okay, so we can have also 1 over 2 or 1 half. 3 over 5 we already have there. 4 over 11, so that one is an example of a proper fraction. The next one is the improper fraction. If in improper fraction the numerator is smaller, here in improper fraction the numerator is larger or greater than your denominator. So one good example is 9 over 5. We can also write 11 over 2. We can also have 7 over 2. Okay, so moving to our next one, we have mixed number. So as I said a while ago, mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. We have 2 and 1 over 3. We can also have 1 and 1/3. 5 and 2/3. Okay, so now for your challenge, I want you to think up and write 2 more example of each common fraction on your worksheet. And you can take a photo of that and send it to my canvas. Okay, so moving forward, we have the operation on fraction. So we have 4 fundamental operation. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so let's start first with addition and subtraction. In addition and subtraction, we have several steps to follow in order for us to solve that one. So the first one is we need to find the common denominator if our fraction is dissimilar. Number 2, make equivalent fraction using the new common denominator. Okay, the next one, if it is add, then add. If it is subtract, then subtract the numerators. The denominator stays the same, just copy. And then simplify if it needs to reduce in lowest term. And leave improper fraction as is. But if you're asked to change it in mixed number, then you need to change it into a mixed number. Okay, so let's give an example. Example number 1, we have 3 over 8 plus 5 over 6. Okay, so as you can see, there's two fractions having the similar denominator, which is 8 and 6. Getting the common denominator of it, so can you think what is the common denominator of the two? Okay, very good. So we have 24. Okay, so 24 divided by 8 times 9 times 3. So we have 9. 24 divided by 6 times 5, we have 20. Adding that one and copying the denominator, we will arrive with the answer 29 over 24. And 29 over 24 cannot be reduced in lowest term. So the final answer will be 29 over 24. Okay, moving to our next slide, we have multiplication or multiplying fraction in a mixed number. Okay, so the first step that we need to do is to change mixed number into improper fraction. Then multiply the numerator to its numerator, the denominator to its denominator. Then simplify if it is necessary. Okay, leave improper fraction as is. Okay, so let's give an example. Number 1, 3 over 8 multiply by 5 over 6. So numerator to numerator, we will have 3 times 5 is 15, 8 times 6 is 48. As you can see, 15 over 48 is a fraction that can be reduced into lowest term. So this two fraction is divisible by what number? Can you think? Okay, very good. So it is 3. So we can divide both sides by 3 over 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 48 divided by 3 is 16. Now our final answer will be 5 over 16. Okay, the next one, we have 4 and 1 over 5. Multiply by 10 over 11. Okay, so in our first step, we need to change the mixed number into improper fraction. In order for us to change that one into improper fraction, we need to multiply the denominator into a whole number, into its whole number. So 5 times 4, we have 20, plus 1, we will have 21 over 5. Okay, multiply by 10 over 11. So numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. 21 times 10, we will have 210 over 55, since 5 times 11 is 55. And 210 over 55 can be reduced into lowest term by dividing. Can you guess what number? Okay, very good. So it's 5 over 5. 210 divided by 5, we will have 42. And 55 divided by 5 is 11. So the final answer will be 42 over 11. Okay, very good. For our last fundamental operation, we have division of fraction or dividing fraction into a mixed number. Okay, so the first step is we need to change mixed number into improper fraction. And second step, we need to find the reciprocal. When we say reciprocal, it is the inverse of the second fraction, which is the divisor, rewriting the problem as multiplication problem. Then follow the multiplication step. Simplify if it is necessary. Leave improper fraction as is. But if you are asked to change it into mixed number, then you need to change that one into a mixed number. So let's give an example, guys. Okay, for example, I have 3 over 8 divided by 5 over 6. Okay, since we don't have a mixed number, then let's skip the first step. So second step, getting the reciprocal of the second fraction, we have 3 over 8. The reciprocal of division is multiplication. Okay, and then 5 over 6, the reciprocal of that one is 6 over 5. Then perform the multiplication step. So 3 times 6 is 18. 8 times 5 is 40. As you can see, 18 over 40 can be reduced into lowest term. Now we will have, can you guess what number can we divide into this two number that we will get an exact value? Okay, very good. So that one is 2 over 2. Dividing that one, so we will get 18 divided by 2 is 9. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Now, the final answer will be 9 over 20.